Hello guys, this is another OptiNews. It turns out that I had a long time since I did my last one, at least a month or more, because I'm in a period where I haven't been doing as much creative coding as I would like. It's a period of low motivation and also playing too much Dark Souls. I know Elden Ring is out. I played it a bit. I didn't play it much, but then I was playing Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3. And I'm still into it because I'm replaying Dark Souls 1 and I'm trying some randomizers, enemy and item randomizers, and other kind of challenges. But that's not the reason. I have much more that I would like to do. I did work a bit on my 3DO software rendered engine. That's the only thing I did. Although I have did enough work, but much more needs to happen. And I'll show you a little bit. This is going to be short. I'll show you. I will run Phoenix, of course, so that I'm fair about the speed. No overclocking here. Account for cell engine cycles, and so that we see how we are with the frame rate right now. Because some of the things can be optimized. I'm just making them work for now. There's plenty of work to do. Plenty more ideas and more things to fix in the engine. I think this runs. Oh, it takes some minutes to generate things. Oh, there it is. Okay. So this is the, let's see, this is the gouraud shaded in 8-bit per pixels mode. These are 32 gradients in the 32 5-bit palette. It might be 8-bit, but the palette is 5-bit, and I'm not using the other bits yet. And since the last time I have generated a more detailed object. So this is the 16-bit mode. It's slower. And when I press again, you see the frame rate on the upper left. This is the hardware rendered. It's a sort of gouraud shading. It's half software render and half using the cell processor. It's invariable though. When I rotate it here, it's much slower. It's 33 frames. Oh, I know there is a reason for that. Okay, I might try to do something. Oh, that's a bug there. No, I'm revealing stuff. Yeah, there. So that's the wireframe I generate. I wanted to generate this wireframe instead of a cube so that I can try smoother shading with the gouraud. And also try some environment mapping with texture and texture gouraud. So this is the wireframe. Oh, I see now what happens. So when the object is like this, there are horizontal. The triangle rasterizer is drawing horizontal. Not here in the lines, but you will see the stuff. So when I rotate it like this, some of the edges became vertical and more. Let's see if I can. Now, how was it? Yeah, that's the accelerated version. There are more micro scan lines that I have to render with cell render. So when it's here, there are less. It's hard to explain. So you see the frame rate is much better. When it goes here, you have more polygons, but Wait, I'm trying to rotate. I can rotate it. Depending on the rotation, there might be more scan line cells or less. This is the semi-hardware gouraud shading. It's using the cell, but it's doing some CPU work too to decide what scan lines, what kind of gouraud scan lines to render. It has some pre-calculated textures. I talked about this before to do the job. But let's move now to the new stuff instead of talking too much. This is the 8-bit per pixel mode, and finally, it's not very fast. This is the environment map. Finally, I managed to do some kind of shiny environment mapping. Okay, and it might not be the most accurate thing. Now, this means that I support texture on the software renderer. Texture mapping on the software renderer. And which is not necessary. But texture mapping with the texture coordinates and not like the hardware cell does it. And this is the better one. This is slow, unfortunately, but okay, I can improve. And the polygon is very close. If you have it far away, it will work. This is finally texture mapping with texture coordinates and gouraud shading at the same time. This is shaded text. This is something you cannot do with the cell on pure hardware or even semi-hardware way. This is everything. And now, if you go further away, the frame rate will improve. I could use this for far away objects. If you don't go very close, but if you want to have some shiny object, maybe shiny jewels or shiny small things, or your shiny weapon, and I can improve it. Now let me see. Yeah, here it is. This is even looks even. This is the 16-bit per pixel version, and it's a better texture, more colorful, and you have. I just added a shiny blob, but it's just the same as the 8BPP, but with a different texture, more colorful, full color. The 8BPP texture, which was that one was using a gradient palette that goes from dark to white, from black to white through gray. And that's because I can simply get the color of the texture, and based on the lighting I can take darker values, multiply it with the shade value and shift to get values on the darker color. But the gradient has to go from dark to bright. You cannot have any kind of colors unless I do some quantization and change the method I'm doing. Let's go. Sorry, where is it? Yeah, okay. So this is the unshaded, and finally this is the shaded. This is the whole shit. These are the good stuff now. This is 16-bit per pixel shaded, but as you see, it's very slow now because I have to. I was trying some other method that takes a lot of memory. It wasn't much better, and it would take for this texture it would take half a megabyte memory. I had the texture saved in darker values, but this is more real. This is reading the texture, the pixel value from the texture for every pixel, breaks it in the red, green, and blue channel, shades the red, green, and blue channels, and put them back. That's why it's so slow. And it looks really good. So it's gouraud shaded and environment map. Actually, it's gouraud shaded texture. The environment map happens. I can have an object that is not shiny. It just has a regular texture and shading at the same time. The environment map is what I do with the texture coordinates based on the vertex normals. And really, if you go far away, that's the semi software hardware. That's the 8-bit shaded, 16-bit shaded. My idea is that I could have a hardware cell based on the cell render hardware engine with regular texture, and maybe few details will have, there could be some items in the distance with environment mapping. Maybe you can go close to some item. And so it's not going to be that the whole scene will use this engine. Because if I made a whole scene with this engine, it would be a slideshow. Even now, it's not ideal. And it just some extra functions to combine. Even this one is not much better. I have some ideas for optimization still. The gouraud is okay for the size. The environment map without shading, it's okay. Even the 16-bit. But go and do the shaded, which looks really, really good now. And it's not ideal. Just love it. I'll go very close. I might try to port this one on NEC PCFX and even my 386. I think in NEC PCFX it would be faster because the processor is a bit faster, and there is also the color space, especially this one, should work better on the NEC. This is very slow now when it's full on the NEC PCFX because it has, I think, a YUV. I don't, maybe not YUV. It has a color space that is not RGB, but one of the component, and it's 1 byte, it's 8-bit, is the luminosity from black to regular color to white. I think I had enough of this, and I should stop with this now. There's a lot of things I want to fix. This is a convex object. If I have an object, a concave, no, not convex, like a torus or a teapot, there are going to be a lot of mistakes because there is no Z buffer, there is no polygon sorting. And I'm planning to add some of that stuff. I think I'll go for some kind of polygon sorting and maybe use of a data grid, a space grid, like an octree, but maybe without the deeper roots, or some voxel areas to link certain polygons so that if a group of polygons is behind some other group of polygons, it will have priority in the rendering for a back to front approach. I have many ideas, and there are some ideas for optimizing this. But my goal is to get away from objects, and try to make some real scenes. But we will see till next time. Also, in 2 weeks there is the revision demo party. I don't think I'm very motivated to do something. Maybe I'll do nothing. Maybe I'll do a tiny intro, 256 byte. Or maybe I'll think of some short production if there is time. It will be more certain that I'll do at least a tiny intro, but we'll see about the rest. But I'm very curious to see the live stream of this year's revision. It's even a day off because of the Catholic Eastern, even for here in the UK. So it's gonna be fun. And maybe till then I'll be motivated. I'll stop playing video games only. I'm so much into it, and be motivated to work on some other interesting projects. And that's it for now. Bye.